As far as the politics, many politicians are getting on board and supporting it, trying to get more of the fuel stations to supply it, trying to get more of the vehicles out there to the public through through like GM and Ford, and also just plain government mandates as far as a certain percentage of our fuel has to be through biofuels. The flex fuel vehicles and E85 pumps, there are 6 million on the road right now, vehicles that can drive on E85, but very few of them actually fill up with E85 because there aren't enough pumps. So they're putting gasoline in, or they just don't know, so they're putting gasoline in and the tank is right over there for the E85. Also, one current concern is the UL has not certified the E85 pumps yet, so a number of stations are concerned about putting it in, even though something like 1,200, 1,500 stations have put in E85 pumps at this point. A number of them are waiting for the certification to happen. And also what is happening is there are just more and more stories in the press recently about E85 pumps being put in and about ethanol in general and the industry. Concern is with the corn supply. There's only so much corn that can be used for ethanol. We also have to feed our livestock and use products for some of the food that we consume, although not as much. Like if you eat sweet corn, that's sweet corn. It's not regular corn used for ethanol. One of the promising things is if we get this cellulose ethanol cost low enough, we can produce a whole lot more ethanol per acre than what we do with corn and greatly improve our efficiency there. BP and DuPont are working on this project and also a product called biobutanol, which is similar to ethanol but has equal energy more or less to gasoline, so you wouldn't even have that fuel economy decrease, and there are several other advantages. So as they bring the price of producing that down, because they can make it, it's just you have to bring the price down so it's competitive with gasoline, then we can use that, and you can use it in any car. And then so the future would be pretty bright there if they can get that going, as well as with cellulosic ethanol. So that wraps up our presentation. Dr. Wabi, I was just wondering, are we doing questions and answers, or are we going to keep moving for time?
If you have any questions, I can give you them.
Eric Knuth. The biobutanol, can it be blended with gasoline?
Most definitely. Yeah, biobutanol can blend with gasoline, can blend with ethanol. In fact, when they first start making it, they're figuring what they're going to do is put the biobutanol in with the E85, so you have no petroleum product in there at all. It'll just be partially biobutanol and the rest ethanol until they switch over these plants, because these plants that they're building, they can switch over to make biobutanol with. So as those switch over, they'll produce more and more biobutanol and less ethanol.
Do you know approximately what the cost would be to have a non-petroleum gallon of fuel? Like if the 15% biobutanol and the 85% ethanol?
Well, it ranges anywhere from, when you buy E85 right now, it can be anywhere from 10 cents lower per gallon, which economically doesn't work out very well unless if you take advantage of the tax rebates, to 50 cents. I've even seen 85 cents to $1 cheaper per gallon. Not locally, but...
I meant without petroleum whatsoever. Like a
oh, just straight ethanol?
No, biobutanol with an ethanol solution where it was, you just mentioned no petroleum.
Well, the ethanol right now, the spot price is about $2.30, I believe. But biobutanol is much more expensive. It's probably $4 or $5, $6 to produce biobutanol right now. So as they're improving technology, that happened with ethanol too. They brought the price down, and they'll do the same with the biobutanol. So the combination would be higher than with gasoline at this point. You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Raju. I'm wondering this because ethanol and biobutanol, because these are two different things. I'm worried that's not going to start a race like Betamax and VHS, because two people are using two different things.
Very good question. Actually, what'll be great is when we get to biobutanol, because right now you have to have a flex fuel vehicle because you don't know if the gas station is going to have one fuel or the other. But the biobutanol, you can put in any vehicle because it's not as corrosive, and you also get better gas mileage anyway with it. So they won't necessarily compete, but it'll just be a transition of more and more of it will be put into the fuel supply because it's more advantageous to use it.
But it's going to exist together, or
oh no, That's to be decided, but they probably will have biobutanol where you can just put it in your car. And then they may have like a 50-50 gasoline and biobutanol, and then they'll probably have an ethanol. And just depending on the type of car you have, you'll fill up with whichever one makes sense price-wise at the time and what you can use.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
One more question.
Josh Norman, what car manufacturer is leading in the flex fuel race? I mean, what car manufacturer is manufacturing the most flex fuel vehicles?
Good question. They're mostly the domestic producers. It's Ford, GM, Daimler Chrysler, which has the Dodge line. Those three produce probably 90% of them. There are foreign ones also. Toyota very soon will introduce it. Nissan just started introducing it, I believe, in the last couple of years. And surprisingly, like Mercedes has had one for a while. And as it's catching on, other ones are starting to put them in. But really what it is most of them, because of the CAFE standards, which I don't have too much time to talk about, are the ones that have big trucks and SUVs because they get federal credit for making those as a flex fuel vehicle.
Would you please join me in thanking this group? Thank you very much.